Welcome to Lipsticks and Lariats. Oh, hey everyone, and welcome to the show. Are you a massive professional wrestling fan? Do you find yourself screaming at the TV, cheering for your favorite superstars, and analyzing every single match? But maybe you feel like the conversation is always dominated by the same voices. Well, get ready, because we're here to change the game. The all-female podcast that's flipping the script on wrestling commentary. We are friends who live and breathe everything from this squared circle. We're talking about the high-flying action, the epic promos, the shocking heel turns, and the drama that happens both in and out of the ring. From the independent scene to the biggest pay-per-views, we cover it all. Each week, we dive deep into the latest news, review, recent shows, and give our unfiltered opinions on the biggest storylines. We're not afraid to get passionate, have a laugh, and maybe even disagree a little. We'll break down match psychology, celebrate the incredible athleticism of these performers, and share our predictions for what's coming next. We also love to shine a spotlight on the women's division, celebrating the progress and pushing for even more. So, if you're looking for a fresh, fun, and fiery take on the world of wrestling, you've found your new home. Don't miss out on a single episode. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and get ready to talk some smack with us.
You love women? Well, I don't, except for this lady right here, Nikki. We are your host, and welcome to Lipsticks and Lariat, episode 10! Yay! The podcast where the takes are sharp, the sarcasm is free, and the only thing more dramatic than professional wrestling is the internet arguing about professional wrestling. I am Katherine, aka She Hates Women's Wrestling, with my tag team partner, Nikki from the bar. And today, we're diving into the wild world of sports entertainment, wrestling. And so, we are going to break down some of the stories, debate a topic, and probably question a booking decision, which seems like to be a routine thing now. So grab your belt, grab your snacks, and maybe keep a sexist friend nearby. Please subscribe to the podcast and the home of your favorite Lipsticks and Lariats on the Weekly Steelchair. So, Nikki, before we get into our segments, I have this funny story to tell from my trip from Asheville, and I have a rant when we get to our main segment, and it may be one you've heard before.
Tell me everything immediately.
So, yesterday before the show, me and my son decided we'll go find something to do in Asheville. Well, they have a pinball museum where they have like retro pinballs, retro arcades. So they don't open until like 2 p.m. So we're sitting on the street, across the street from where the pinball place is, and we're just sitting there minding our own business. Well, there was this couple standing on the corner waiting for the pinball museum to open also. This old woman is standing on a balcony yelling at them, telling them to get off the street. They don't belong here. Shoo. Like, she literally did her hand like, shoo.
Oh, no.
And so the gentleman, I mean, he was polite. He didn't start anything with her. Like, she just out of the blue started going off on the couple. And he's like, oh, I didn't know you owned this street and that I couldn't stand here. And then she threatened to call the cops. He's like, well, you do that. I'm going to tell them how you started harassing me when I wasn't doing nothing but just standing here.
Mm. Oh, no.
I was like, that is the most excitement I've seen all day. And then, so I guess she went in supposedly to call the cops, but I don't think they ever showed up because the couple went into the pinball museum and started playing pinball. But for $17, you can play unlimited from the time they open to the time they close.
Oh, that's amazing.
And they had like, you remember Cubert, the arcade game? They
Yeah.
had Cubert, they had Galaga, they had Pac-Man, they had Donkey Kong. They had 2 Star Wars pinball machines that I played.
Of course.
So that was my funny story before we get into anything. So how has your week been so far?
It's been a very busy, crazy, insane week because my job likes to suck the soul out of me. So I poured a cocktail, as I do per usual. But excited to talk like good wrestling stuff and not my shitty job that I hate. But it's fine. It's fine. Pay your bills. Pay all the bills. It's fine.
Yeah, sometimes you have to put up with the bad in order to live.
Yeah.
So, as our audience knows, our first segment of the show is our Top Rope segment, where we discuss news and headlines. So, the first headline I want to talk about is AEW sues Triller TV. So, I seen this come across from Brandon Thurston, how Triller is trying to file bankruptcy, and AEW's like, hey, y'all owe us like almost $5 million from when we let y'all broadcast our stuff. But yet people are bitching at AEW for suing Triller, saying, well, if AEW don't need money, why are they suing Triller? Because the fuckers owe them money?
Right. We know the cons are bazillion gajillionaires, but from business to business, we did a thing. You're supposed to pay us for the thing. And I know like Triller's going, and isn't Triller also suing Triller?
Yeah, like they're suing their parent company.
Yeah, so it's just
so like it's a whole fucked up thing.
Right.
But that'd be like you don't pay your credit card bill, and then the credit card sends you to collections. So that's basically what AEW is doing. It's saying, hey, when y'all figure out what the hell y'all want, we want our share. Now, I have a theory. If they do file bankruptcy, I am wondering, in the back of Tony Khan's mind, he's going, I probably could buy them for pennies on the dollar, and then I'll have my own streaming service and still have connections to indie.
That would be actually amazing. That'd be a really good idea. Because I know, like, isn't there like that new AEW thing for like overseas, but we don't have it in the US? So, like, if you bought Triller, I already have a Triller account. Like, that'd be.
I do too for the indies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have my AEW, and also I seen where now you can get it like on your Roku TV, or there's a couple of other things like your smart TV is supposed to be able to have the app on there now.
I feel like the Triller app I've had on the smart TV.
Yeah, the like My AEW app is now going to be on your smart TV.
I'll get another thing I have to. That's fine. But yeah, no, I completely understand AEW as the company suing another company that owes them money. I don't know why people complain about that. Again, business is business.
Yeah. I mean, that's basically like AEW saying I'm sending you to collections because I'm collecting on my money you owe me.
Right.
So, while I was prepping for the show when I got back early today, WWE has announced house shows are back, and they're going to do 10 live events as part of their 2026 WWE Summer Tour, and that will run from July 11th through August 30th across the United States. Wonder how much tickets are going to be for that.
$1 gajillion. Again, I think we've had this conversation before about house shows. I think there's a middle ground. I feel like taking them away completely, less when you go on your like little European tours, or like when they're around New York City, they'll do a couple of dates. But like the house shows are somewhere where, you know, especially the babies, the young kids can like try something. Like that's where you try stuff and see if it works with the live crowd. Then maybe I'll try it on TV. I think some of the new kids that are, you know, you can put Sol Ruca in there because I can feel it already. But like some kids that are maybe have the talent, but they're kind of freaking out that they're on live TV at a Raw with a bazillion people. Like that's why you have these little house shows to try something new, to build up kids. Like, but you don't need to be on the road for 300 days. But I think 10 shows in 2 months doesn't feel like a lot either, but at least it's progress. Again, I don't want them on, you know, not be home for, you know, months on end, but I think, but they can also do different lubes. Cause I know like NXT does like that coconut lube, and you don't need to have like Cody Rhodes or CM Punk on the road, 300 days, but like get your like lower mid-card, upper mid-card people more exposure, more experience in front of live crowds.
Yeah, or I know they wanted to cut them out to save money, but could you not do a couple of house shows per quarter? Like do 3 or 4 per quarter just to give them some reps?
Yeah.
I mean, you're still not going to be spending a lot of money.
And then they also don't need to go to like the biggest arena in the biggest cities and do the small, like, again, that's why I think that coconut loop in NXT makes sense. Do a little loop in like Texas somewhere. You don't have to go to like, where the Cowboys play, obviously, but there are the smaller venues. I think, AEW has kind of gone back to that, to doing the smaller, more intimate things. Again, when we saw Collision last year in Atlantic City, it was in the smaller Boardwalk Arena. And I was like, a perfect place to see a great wrestling show. They need to go back, like scale down, but do a little bit more for people to get more reps in. I
agree. This next topic I'm going to dedicate to our wonderful producer because I know he's going to be so excited for this. Who is excited to get their favorite music site to download the best new album of 2026 by none other than Joe Hendry? He has recorded an album with WWE Music, which will drop in the summer.
I like Joe Hendry. I know our beloved producer has issues with him. Again, it's not the first or last WWE superstar to cut an album. John Cena, remember Walk with Elias? He did that show, it was before, I guess, WrestleMania 40. He did that show in Bourbon Street. Like, not the first or last. I'm like, if you want to produce an album, you put that on your resume, then good for him.
I think we all should chip in and send it to Reese.
Yes. Paul.
Okay, our final topic. It seems, going around the rumor mill, Mick Foley to AEW?
Why not? Why complete the trifecta?
I mean, him in a role as producer, maybe creative. I don't want to see him on screen. I'll put it that way.
Could he be like a kind of Dusty, what Dusty was in NXT? But like, I have all the knowledge. Let me work with, again, the babies, the new kids. Let me
put him in Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
Let him work with Ring of Honor, because that's basically where all the babies are for AEW.
Right. So for Tony Khan to bring him in so everyone can pick his brain, I think that would be amazing. I mean, like, I can take him or leave him on my screen. Like, I don't want to see him be in a match, but like, if he can, like, I don't know, Darby already has Sting, so I don't know who would need a Mick Foley sort of type, but if he can be a Bret Hart and like hold up a belt or introduce a thing, or like, I wouldn't be mad at that. But could they make him like a commissioner in like a weird way? I know like AEW hasn't really had a commissioner, but he was commissioner twice in WWE. Again, I can take it either way, but I think, why would you, if you had the opportunity to bring in such a legend, why wouldn't you?
I agree. Well, that's all we have for our top rope. So now it's time to hit that hot tag where we have a topic to debate. And that topic is the hottest topic in the IWC right now. It is WWE taking down reaction videos and getting pages taken down. But they are using the same reaction videos in their own video packages with no compensation to these people. Is that fair or a bad move?
All of it. Again, you can't have it. I don't think they like came out with like a press release, but obviously it was leaked that you're having these, what was like a bot company, or these company will send out bots to find your thing. But also, how many packages have you used showing all these reactions. Like, again, like a channel that I watch very closely is Cultaholic. They came with, like, Adam Pacity's face was all over that. But then are you going to strike them down because, like, you're using their thing? Like, you have to know, as this, you're such a big goddamn company. Obviously, there's going to be podcasts and YouTube channels just debating and discussing your content. But isn't that what you want? Don't you want the engagement of people talk? Because if no one's talking about your company or your product, then you don't have a product.
I think what they're looking at is like people that just like do watch-alongs, but just sit there and don't actually interact, and all you hear is just like their content coming across the screen, or maybe showing their content with a watch-along.
Which that makes sense. It's like, again, if you've been in this YouTube algorithm for a while, like, you know, you're not supposed to be showing the footage. Your thing should be, again, shout out to BC WrestlePod. We go into Mikey's show. Nick came home, the dog's freaking out. But we watched their watch along, and it's just like, it's not on the screen. You barely hear the audio, and it's just like us talking about like what's happening. Like, I don't know how much money do they think they're losing to have these people just talk about their product? But I could be wrong.
Yeah, I'm thinking that either they're taking their content and using it in a way that they shouldn't be, because I mean, it is WWE's content,
right?
So you're basically stealing their content, which, I mean, I'd be pissed if I was them too. But like you said, if you're doing a watch along and you have them on in the background while you're still discussing with your audience, you know, like your audience is saying, they're watching it on their own TV and typing in, "Did you see that super punch by Roman Reigns?" And you're talking about it. That's fine.
But
I don't know.
If you're just straight up just showing, like, it's you in this corner not saying anything and this other corner is showing the product, I understand them flagging that. But I guess it gets more nuanced if, again, we're doing a watch along, but we're not showing it, but we're just talking about it in like a live reaction. Then I don't know. I guess it's letting content creators be content creators, but I don't know if they really give a shit about that. But again, if no one talks about your product, you don't have a product.
Well, that is true. So, audience, tell us what you think about that debate topic. So, Nikki, do you have any nitpick this week in Nikki's nitpicks and Kat's shirtless theory?
I don't really know if I have a hardcore rant this week, but I think I want to say it's across both company, like U.S. companies. Get your tag team division in fucking order. I don't care if it's men's, it's women's. I feel like I'm not loving the same FTR, Bucks, Cope Cage. WWE is bungling all of it. I don't like, again, I support my women's, but the interaction between Paige and Brie and the Judgment Day ladies was painful. It was so painful. It's so painful. Again, I think tag team wrestling could be so fun and so dynamic, and I don't understand why WWE is like doing jack all with it. And then with AEW, I feel like we've just been circling these three tag teams for so long. I want more in my tag teams. It's my little debate.
My theory on your debate, on your rant.
My little rant, I don't know.
I agree with the Judgment Day and the Paige and Brie thing. Those belts got to come off Paige and Brie. They really do.
I know. Yeah.
I mean, giving them to Raquel and Roxanne might be a tad better, but not much. Because you really don't have an established women's tag team.
I think they're more on SmackDown. I think at this point, Bliss and Charlotte have been together longer.
Maybe Bailey and Lyra,
but with how do you do Bailey and Lyra? I just think it's stronger on SmackDown. Like, I would, at this point, then put him on Fatal Influence.
I mean, I wouldn't mind it. At least they've been a tag team.
Right. And again, like, you can put Nia and Lash in there. I just think there's kind of more. The women's tag team division should be more focused on the SmackDown brand. I don't know. I just want more for our tag teams. And as much, even the men's, there's more established men's brands and they're doing nothing with them. I guess they do have a Saturday Night's Main Event match.
Oh, yay.
I know.
But I mean, who's really excited about that?
I would rather see the belts with the Street Profits, but I know that's your boy.
I would too, but I mean, and I like Austin Theory, but like you said, they're really not doing nothing with the belts. How many times have they really defended those titles?
Right. So again, I think we talked about it, like, whatever. I think you should combine the men's Raw and SmackDown and just have them go across both brands like they're doing with the women, but just like have better. And again, it's for women that aren't strong on the mic, but to give a little grace to Raquel and Roxanne that they're really not given the opportunity to be.
Mm-hmm.
And Brie is famously not strong on the mic. So then you just sort of have Paige that's
there.
As much as I'm happy she's back and healthy and looks great, but it should have been a Bella's thing and then a quick drop to somebody else. I'm assuming, I don't know if you want to do, is Saturday Night's Main Event too quick at this point? Italy. I know there's supposed to be whatever happens in July. I don't know. And also, you mentioned the FTR Young Bucks cage thing.
I'm kind of with you. I mean, at least AEW does have other tag teams, but you keep giving me the same 3 old tag teams. And yes, the Young Bucks are goats of the tag team. I mean, you have to put them in the conversation of being goats of a tag team division.
Can I probably say an unpopular opinion in this group? I did not love that the tag team or the 10-man tag that started Dynamite yesterday. I feel like they made the heels look really fucking stupid. I feel like the Young Bucks tend to make people look stupid. Like how they're throwing them into each other. Oh, we ducked and you speared that guy instead. Ha ha ha. I'm just like, I'm real tired of it. I know like the Young Bucks brought this here. You can attribute them to so much, but I kind of need them to go sit down for a little bit. I didn't love that match.
I think I would put the Young Bucks kind of in like the Brock Lesnar category. If they don't like you and don't really want to work with you, they're going to make you look stupid. Now, if they like you and want to work with you, they're going to give you a killer match. And I think, a lot of it is when they work with people they don't really like, they're just doing it because Tony Khan is telling them, I really need y'all to do this.
That makes sense now that you compare them to Brock, which is a crazy comparison, but like that makes sense to me. Also kind of shitty.
The mentality of, because I mean, you've seen some great Young Bucks matches with other tag teams. So I think if they like the tag team, we'll work with you, make y'all look good, make us look good. If we don't really like you, then we'll make ourselves look good, make y'all look like idiots.
Yeah, because I kind of had a feeling they made the dogs look real shitty last night.
I don't know, but a shirtless Clock Connors, can't go wrong with that on your TV screen.
Not mad at it.
Not mad at it.
Not mad at it, but...
And I got a great picture of him on my phone.
I know. Oh my God. I don't know if you want to save this. Do you want to save your AEW experience for later?
Yeah.
Okay. I will table that.
We'll table that.
Table it.
So now it is time for our lipstick and our lariat of the weeks. So what do you got for your lipstick of the week?
Yeah, I don't want to steal your thunder for the AEW stuff.
Well, go ahead.
But Takeshita hitting the Blue Thunder Bomb off the apron. And I don't want to be like, because I was thinking, and I go back again, I don't necessarily have my pulse on New Japan as much as I would like. But his matches in AEW, I feel like he's caught up in the Don Callis family, caught up with Okada, and all the tag team matches and the stupid, I don't want to say stupid, but I wasn't a fan of him and Mox. But then having this match with Darby, I was like, oh my God, you kind of forgot how good Takeshita is? And again, if I'm just focused on AEW, not watching all his stuff that he's done in New Japan this year, I'm just like, oh my God, you forgot how fucking good he is. So I guess that move, Takeshita, that match, it was kind of like my highlight so far of this week.
I'm hoping the Takeshita Okada match is gonna be like the Kenny Okada match in like Wrestle Kingdom. That they pull off like match of the year.
Yeah.
Because I know they both could do it. Especially Takeshita. But yes, my lipstick of the week went to the Darby Takeshita match.
Yeah. It was so good.
So, who has your lariat of the week?
Sort of circling back around to me being my rant, but my lariat is to the Judgment Day. I feel like we should have pulled the trigger on breaking them up.
Agreed.
Again, like, what is Liv Morgan doing? She, like, I want her to have a feud. I don't know if she's still banged up. I know Stephanie was banged up and all the stuff that Stephanie is dealing with outside of, wrestling. Like, I want her to go into her own feud, and then she was out there with...
But who on that roster could she have a feud with besides Io? There's nobody else really built up and that is on... I hate to say it because I hate Liv Morgan, but on the same caliber.
True.
But Io.
Then does Io feel like she's like circling around like with the Becky Solruka of it all? And like, does Becky need to drop the IC belt to maybe have a feud with her? Again, and I feel like I like the match between Dom and El Grande, and all the El Grandes got involved, but like I just feel like Dom seems so hot, and I feel like now he just kind of feels so lukewarm. And it's like I just feel like I rejoiced when he won at Mania last year. The matches that he had, I love the match with him and AJ at SummerSlam, and then him dropping the IC belt to Cena, and then all the other stuff. And I'm just like, I just feel like everything on the Judgment Day, it felt like such the big topic, the big discussion, and now everyone just feels like they kind of like stepped down.
Do you think that's a problem with WWE though? Like they don't know when to break up groups. Like, I mean, how long has the Bloodline been going?
Yeah, they don't know. I don't know if it's the same. Again, they should have pulled the trigger like two SummerSlams ago with Finn and Dom. It's just like I like everyone in the Judgment Day, but this Judgment Day collective is just not working. And like, all right, I'm also tired of Finn Balor feuding with them. Like, you beat JD clean, and then you had shenanigans, and then you beat him up on Monday so Dom can go out by himself, but he still wind up winning. And I was like, what are we doing here? You have good talent, it's time to disperse.
But well, you can't really say they have a thin roster because they don't.
Right.
But is it they just don't trust anybody else? To give feuds with like someone with Finn who is like a veteran,
mm-hmm.
You could put a young guy in a feud with him, mm-hmm. so the young guy could learn from Finn. Because I kind of feel that's what they kind of did with Trick and Zayn, even though I hate Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
But it kind of did elevate Trick.
But is this also the problem of you not having the house shows? Because again, if Finn Balor, you can give him one of the babies and they wrestle each other, 4 times a week or 3 times a week, or let's maybe twice a week or at least once a week. That's not on TV, so you can get your reps and learn. Again, like these kids are not going to learn if you don't give them a chip and a chair. And then you finally get the opportunity and they talk and they fumble and everyone's like, well, they're dog shit, kick them back down to NXT or Evolve. Goodbye. But it was like, all right, well, I fuck up once and I'm never going to get the opportunity when this is the only, I don't get the chance to practice somewhere else.
Well, that's like on Monday Night Raw, Sol Ruka really fucked up that soul stature.
I know. And I feel it hurt. It's just, I felt embarrassed for her, and I was like, oh no. But it's like she hits it on NXT, and I just feel like again, bigger venue, bigger stage, bigger. You're fighting Io fucking Sky. Like, could all the nerves and all the things happen? But if she was wrestling Io on a Thursday night in Mississippi, that you're only looking at it for like 2,000 people or whatever, and then you can hit that. And again, I'm hoping, I feel like everyone's like off with her head, but I hope she gets more opportunities. I hope she gets the chemistry that she can with Io and Becky and hit it properly.
We hope so. My Lariat of the week goes to NXT. So, you don't get many channels in a hotel, so you don't get many things to pick. So, I got stuck watching NXT Tuesday night.
Oh, no.
That shit just sucks. I really tried.
No.
I really tried. And I love me some Shawn Michaels. I don't know if it's his creative, if it's just the people they have. That stuff is terrible. And I know it's like a developmental, but it's really bad.
I didn't watch it. I want to I try to keep a pulse on NXT, but with this week being this week, I haven't really.
I normally only see stuff like comes across like my social media feeds. Yeah. Like I very rarely, there has to be absolutely nothing on TV, nothing I've DVR'd that I need to go back and watch for me to turn NXT on. But like I said, I watched it, so I knew some of the storyline stuff. But I was like, oh my God, this is awful.
I just feel like their roster sort of just got decimated. That everyone's got up to Maine, so you have to you got to build your little babies. You didn't like Lindsay Dorado?
Next. We're going to the main event now.
Yes.
So, we did our preview for Backlash. So now we're going to give our quick thoughts on Backlash, which I did a mini podcast on. If you want to hear what I thought about it, it's uploaded to my mid-podcast channel. So, did you enjoy it? Did you think it was mid? Did you think it sucked? What was your take on Backlash?
I think it was fine. It wasn't the worst pay-per-view we ever had in our entire lives. We knew we weren't getting 6-star classics. I think it was fine. Again, the matches had more time to breathe than they did at WrestleMania. I know there was only one women's match that we're not happy about, but that's on creative, that's on booking, that's what they want to do. I know everyone's gonna shit on Danhausen. I enjoyed it because I love stupid shit, but I think it was fine. Again, I think it was a fine B pay-per-view.
I thought they did Braun well. Seth put Braun over.
Yep.
Seth seems like, I'll do business regardless if I like you or not, because I'm still going to get my paycheck and go home. Yeah. Was it the Io Asuka match on Backlash?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep.
For a women's match, that was pretty decent. if Asuka is actually semi-retired or leaving, kind of sucks for the women's division.
Yeah. I think she's going to leave a very big hole. But again, if she needs to take a time out, take a bow out.
But I'm wondering if there's like, hey, we need you to take this pay cut. And she's like, yeah, I'm going to be semi-retired.
The rumor going around that that's not true, that she asked for time off, that there was no... Because I feel like if there was like a nugget of that, I feel like everyone's best friend, Sean Ross Sapp, would be like, singing it from the hills. But I feel like that hasn't really been making the rounds. That like everyone loves Io and she had to take care of something in Japan. So let her go home for a little bit. Maybe she needs, again, I would love her on my TV, but maybe, a little,
maybe she's banged up some and she just needs to rest.
Yeah. And some kind of like, distance makes a heart grow fonder. Like let her be off TV for maybe 3, 4, 5 months. Have her make a big, surprise back at SummerSlam. And we're like, oh my God, I forget like you forget how much you miss someone or that person's so good when they're not in your face all the time.
The Danhausen thing, I get the comedic thing. I've seen a lot of people shit on it. I could take it or leave it. I mean,
Here for it.
Did it really need to be as long as it was? Probably not. I think that was the only nitpick I have about it. But the comedic part of it, I got it. I found some of it a little funny. The mini Danhausen, after everybody had done hyped themselves up. Oh, his partner's going to be this person or this person.
Well, it's the same thing as his debut. Everyone was like, it's Chris Jericho. Like, Chris Jericho's not going to be in a fucking box. Dummies. So it's just like, he opens a box and you're like, oh, this guy. So now he's going to introduce someone and he opens a box. You're like, oh, fucking this guy. But it tracks what he's doing. And again, like, I think it looks Miz, and I'm going to sing Kit Wilson's praises forever. I think he's incredible. He's so good. And I'm just like, it gets everyone a little thing. The El Torito hitting the wasteland just to kind of seems like a fuck you to Wade Barrett is hysterical. Apparently one of the mini Housens like got on his lap and they fell over. So it's just like all this, like, it's fun. It's maybe could have been a little shorter, but I think between like having 2 serious matches, some little dumb shit, and then 2 more serious matches, I feel like it was like kind of like the little palate cleanser to go into the last 2 matches.
The only thing that really pissed me off about that whole match, and it was nothing to do with the match itself, it was Michael Cole saying, "This is wrestling."
Yeah. But
that's not what I consider wrestling, Michael Cole. But it was comedic. I get that part.
That for you to have that reaction.
So I get that part.
Like, he's like, this, we know, I feel like they know this segment is going to piss people off. So let Michael Cole be the asshole that everyone thinks Michael Cole is and be like, this is wrestling. So the whole internet can be like, fuck Michael Cole, fuck Danhausen, fuck WWE. I'm like, but we're talking about it.
That's true. That is true.
Again, I don't want to give WWE a ton of credit because I have so many issues, but I think, Michael Cole's been around the block for a little bit. I think he knows how to get this crowd a little riled up.
What did you think of the Jacob Fatu Roman Reigns match?
I think it was what it was supposed to be, and I think it was all like Jacob's getting desperate because he's using the Tonga death grip, and then it shows Roman Reigns getting desperate to pull the referee and pull the turnbuckle off. He's, they're both desperate men, and that's the most dangerous thing when you have 2 desperate men that really have, I don't want to say nothing to lose, but kind of nothing to lose, that they're just going to explode.
But they were both kind of heelish tactics used. So who was the heel? Who was the face?
Nick, cover your ears.
Oh, you know how to ask.
No, I mean, I'm fine with, because walking in, was Jacob supposed to be the face and Roman was supposed to be the heel, and did they do a little flippy floppy? Again, I'm fine with 2 tweener people I don't need to label all the wrestlers all the time. Again, Nick, cover your ears. I thought it was fine. Again, is there a real flip-flop? If, I clearly we're running this back because it, happened again on Monday night. I don't know if next week can close out another Monday Night Raw with another segment like that. Now it's getting a little too much.
Well, the good news is Monday. Is it this coming Monday? Yes, they'll be in Greensboro, and I will not be there because I'm not giving them my money.
I know you were debating, so it's official.
I was debating, and I was like, yeah, I can't do it. Now, if Randy Orton was going to be there, then I would have given them my money. But I'm not giving them my money just for Austin Theory. He has not earned that right yet. Anything else for Backlash we need to discuss?
I don't think so. I think that's all
I think we covered all the highlights.
Everything, yeah.
All right, so Monday Night Raw. Guess what, Nikki? They actually put on a women's match. Holy shit!
Yep.
There was some mistakes in the match. So, Ruka, I'm looking at you.
I'm hoping it's just a rep thing. I'm hoping, again, you went from
I'm hoping it was just nerves.
Right.
Again, wasn't this her, first match on Raw?
Well, she had the match with Liv Morgan right after Mania, which I thought was fine. Because she had the match with Liv, and then in NXT the next day she had the match with Zarya when she messed up her head.
Oh yeah.
Taking that spot, and then she was out for a week or two, and then this was her. Then she was back. So again, having that kind of week or two not being,
she could have had some ring rust,
right? And again, then are you a little more worried because again you took that crazy bump that you didn't need to take. You didn't hit the tables right, so you fucked up the back of your head. And then, are you a little more hesitant? Because it's oh, well, the last big move I didn't hit right. Are you a little more worried? Again, if you could only do reps at the PC for so long, you kind of have to dip your toes in the real thing. So I'm really, really hoping this is ring rust and she can just kind of get into the flow with it.
I'm hoping so too. Also, on Monday Night Raw, we seen Maxine Dupree sitting in the car waiting on Logan Paul and Austin Theory.
Well, this has been a thing in the back. You see Austin and Maxine been talking in the background of a lot of shots the past couple weeks. Could this be I want this to be a new power couple because we haven't had a power couple. I guess you have Dom and Liv, but I feel that's fizzled out so much. I love my wrestling couples. I'm ready for a new one to emerge. And Austin and Maxine, I would not be mad at
it. Isn't she dating some dude on NXT?
She's married to, yes. So I don't know what his new name is. It was Anthony Luca. He was on season 1.
Okay, so he's Cam Hendricks now.
Yes. No, they're married in real life.
Okay. Well, I knew at one time they were dating. So tied
the knot.
Yeah, so she left. She's gonna leave him to fuck Austin Theory. Maxine, you just being a hoe. You might want to stop.
Liv Morgan and Dom Mysterio. Dom's married.
Well, Dom's the hoe in that situation.
Because Logan Paul's an idiot. He had Dom on his podcast. He's who do you like more, your wife, Rhea, or Liv? And he's my wife. What are you talking about? Again, as much as wrestling we want to consider a sport, it's also acting, it's also storyline. He can run again. Liv and him never kissed. They never, all they do is like kind of like rub their faces together. But it's just like, again, I think him and Dom and his wife have been together since they were like 15. So it's just like, Nick.
I see somebody said that they're gonna write LA Knight back into the story, and he's gonna be called Max Dupree and come and save his sister.
We had enough with that with Ryan and Ken Shamrock and Val. We don't need this. We don't need this. Again, they're acting. You can act you can have a real life relationship and have a girlfriend on your wrestling TV show that you work on.
Well, how is she going to turn on Otis and Tozawa, though?
When's the last time we saw Maxine with them?
I don't know, but I know they're supposed to be on main event. Otis and Tozawa are supposed to be on main event.
WWE drops storylines like does people actually remember that Maxine and LA Knight were brother and sister? That's 100 years ago. I feel like we would know, like, oh, she used to be with them. Like, if she just stopped, I wouldn't be surprised if WWE just like dropped that storyline.
Or they were like, let's rekindle it just for the shits and giggles. Because we have nothing else to do.
I don't know if I want to see Logan Paul and Austin Theory beat up Tozawa.
I mean, they get beat up all the time, especially poor Tozawa.
I know. Do you remember back in the like Otis and Mandy Rose? I think we were all cheering for Otis back then. Like, I don't know. I feel bad. But again, you need your lower mid-card people that are just going to job out, and it is what it is.
Anything else on Monday Night Raw? Oh, the ending. As you mentioned, we got another ending with Jacob and Roman. Jacob took out the Usos.
Was this the third or fourth? Right, it was
I'm trying to figure out where this is going.
Again, he touched the belt. I'm like, don't touch the belt. Like, is this... Because, again, I don't think it's going to be on Saturday night's main event. If Cody and Gunther already should main Italy, then where is this going? And then what... It said that Roman's not doing any June dates.
And then they come back and said he's doing a couple. Like, they have him scheduled for, like, Baltimore, and I think one other one in June. And I'm like, so is it just can y'all like make up y'all's mind what y'all doing with this man?
Is it just West Coast states because he doesn't want to go out of his time zone?
I don't know.
Give me anything on the East Coast, I'll do, so I can be home in 2 hours.
I don't know.
I don't know where this is going, but I feel like it's probably going to be a trilogy, which is going to be annoying.
So, do you think Roman's going to drop the belt to Jacob, maybe at SummerSlam?
I'm like, that's what I would like, but I know we don't really get what we like around here, so. Again, I'm ready for someone new. Again, both belts, as much as, I CM Punk fan, obviously, you know how much I love Seth Rollins. You have Cody. It's like, we need to switch up this scene a little bit. I wanted Drew to walk in as champion, like, push Jacob. Like, we need to shake up this scene a little bit because it's been kind of the same for a while.
Oh, speaking of Cody, you mentioned Cody.
I did.
Evidently, Disney had their upfronts Tuesday, Wednesday. I can't remember. I think it was Tuesday.
Okay.
But Pat McAfee was up there. And so they had the game day crew together, and they had Cody sitting right beside Pat McAfee. And you could see Cody Rhodes shooting darts with the looks he was giving McAfee.
Oh.
Like, I think Cody's still pissed about that whole story.
He should be. I think at this point it's hard to be.
But I think he should be directing his attention to Ari Emanuel, not Pat McAfee.
Yes.
Pat's doing what he's just telling him to do. And he was contractually obligated because he's still under contract with WWE.
Right. So again, it's hard to be like, you're mad at the upper thing, but I can't. I feel like it's like how I am at work. Like, I can't scream at the people that I want to scream at, but my one manager that I can like yell at, I'm like, you're getting the brunt of this because I can't go higher. So him, like, I know I can yell at Ari, but I'm gonna shoot daggers at you because that's what I can get away with.
All right, moving on. And since we don't watch NXT, we're not discussing that. AEW Dynamite from Asheville, North Carolina last night. Nikki, what were your thoughts on the show?
I liked it. I feel like AEW has been such a good upfront or like upswing right now. Like, I think, like, as much as I wasn't a huge fan of the tag match that we talked about before, but like Speedball doing his little quick match that led into Jet Speed having that great match, Kevin Knight, the Jet, and then he's Speed. Him having that great match, and then that bleeding into everyone just and their mother calling out Darby Allin. I just feel like everything just kind of like build and build and build, and I think it was a really great show.
I think the 10-man got the crowd pumping because both FTR and Copeland are from Asheville. They live in the area.
True. Yep.
So the crowd was hot all night for everything. So I don't know how it come across TV because I haven't watched it back yet. I agree. I don't know what TK's plans is for the dogs. It seems like he's kind of booking them to be the whipping boys.
Yeah.
And that's not cool.
I mean, but
you got Fit Finley. I mean, he could be doing his shit in AEW or playing third fiddle to his dad and his brother.
Sure, again, someone I don't know enough. I've seen, again, blips and blops, but don't know enough of them from New Japan. But just seeing what I get to see on AEW, I'm just like, well, they look super great. And all my friends tell me they're awesome, but they're getting sort of bitched out by the Young Bucks. So I'm like, I don't know how to feel about them.
Yeah. What did you think about the return of one Brian Cage, who was the
friend of our show? Nick did a very fun interview with him. Surprised to see him back. I think he looks great. But then I was like, oh, he's going to lose. But I'm glad to see him back, looking healthy. I'm real. I told now me and my facial hair, I said, I'm very loving this. The beard's still there. I'm hoping.
He is giving me Logan vibes from X-Men. Like, if you needed someone to play Wolverine, just call Brian Cage. Like, he is totally Wolverine.
Yeah. No, he looks great. I'm hoping it's so sad because I think it was Excalibur that was like, oh, he was on a winning streak and then got injured and now he's back and then he's losing to Kevin Knight, which again, he's champ and all that stuff, but I'm just like, I feel like maybe we could have introduced him in a better way, but I'm happy he's healthy and back on TV.
That's true, but there were times within that match you really thought Brian Cage was going to pull this shit off.
Yeah, like, I don't know if maybe because I saw you sitting when it was supposed to have been kind of like the Hurricane Rana, but it didn't quite land, and like Brian Cage lifted him back up, and then they did it. Like, the way to turn like chicken shit into chicken salad, like for like, no, we're doing this again, and then like hitting it, probably even cooler than it was supposed to look.
Well, original. You know when Kevin Knight went over the barricade head first during the match, that was right where I was sitting. I was like on the second row right there.
Oh, I know.
And I was like, he's not the one I want. I told my son, I was like, he's not the one I want in my lap.
So I feel like, just to sign out for a second, I was super vigilant because I knew you were at the other show, but this I was like, Kat's gonna be here. I'm watching like a hawk. I see you, and I grabbed Nick. I'm like, pause it, rewind. I was like, Kat, and Kat is there, and I have a screenshot. I'm like, that's Kat. And Nick is like, how did you know? And I was like, I know my girl. I was like, I have a screenshot. I'll have to send it to you. I have a screenshot of you. Like, I feel like, was the light like on? Like, I
yes,
feel like
it was like right there in my eyes. I was like,
Halo all night.
Yeah, I was like, I could do this. I was like, I should just steal Brendan's hat and put on.
I just feel like there's like glow about you. And then I would see like
That's
your
because I'm
photos,
such an angel.
obviously. And then I see your photos like Kat is getting her butt pics in.
I may or may not have a butt pic of Ace Austin, Will Ospreay. Just saying, a shirtless picture of Clark Connors that I sent a friend of mine who's a huge Connors fan. He put on Twitter, he was like, I need Connors on my TV. And I sent him the picture and he goes, you always come through in a clutch, lady.
Yep.
And then I got a butt picture of Jamie Hayter because she was happened to getting in the ring and I was trying to get like the side view, but I didn't get it in time. So I got a butt picture and he's a big Hayter fan. So I sent him that too. And he's like, oh, you have great seats. And I replied to him, I don't think that's the seat you're talking about.
But yes, you're very much on TV for Dynamite. And I think if Josiah's on, he said, like, I'm pretty sure when someone said Hangman, I swear to God we heard you. So if you were screaming,
you might have, because I was screaming.
I'm pretty sure it's you yelling. Go back and watch that. I'm pretty sure the world heard you screaming.
Oh, on the way to our seats, before I forget, but we were walking down to our seats. So you have to go walk down these ramps to get to the lower bowl and the floor.
Mm-hmm.
And we see this wrestler walk because he didn't have no shirt on and he had pants on. I started looking and Brenda's like, Mom, that's Takeshita. And then it's Don Callis. And I put in the Discord chat, I was like, I should have dropped my food and attacked Don Callis, that sexy thing. And then Brenda goes, why do you think Don Callis is so sexy? I said, I really don't. I just say that just to give him some love because everybody hates on him. But yeah, they were walking down there. They were cutting through some curtains. And I was like, damn, if I didn't have my hands full, I'd be like, Takesha, can I get a picture real quick? Not me and you, just you.
Yeah.
Or I would have, Don, I'm a big fan.
That's so funny.
But yeah, that was pretty cool. Like, we were just walking down to our seats, and I was like, Brendan, that looks like a wrestler. And he's like, yeah, it's Takeshita. But after that, it was good to see Lance Archer on screen, too. Even though I think Speedball did him dirty.
When was the last time we saw him wrestle? Or is he just supposed to be the big guy next to Don Callis?
Like the bodyguard type guy? That's a good question. That is a really good question.
Because I feel like there was such potential of early days with him and Jake Roberts that I thought was so cool. And I just feel like they never really he had that match with Mox, like another Texas death match, of course. But like I just feel like it should have been so cool, but I feel like never kind of went anywhere. Maybe it's just I love Jake the Snake so much, but I feel like that was a cool pairing that I don't know if they really capitalized on enough.
Well, I mean, I know he goes to Japan a lot. Archer does and does a lot of stuff in Japan.
True.
So, before we get into the Will Ospreay match, what did you think of the vignette they played of Will and Mox and Mox yelling at poor Wheeler?
I'd rather him yell at Wheeler than tickle Pac. But I don't know.
Think I'd rather him tickle Pac.
I don't know. He's just like rambling. He's like, oh, in the, what is it, King of the Super Juniors? He's like, you were like a bird, and now you have too much weight on you, but I need you to be a bird again. I need you to fly. And it's like, okay.
Speaking of vignettes, what did you think about the one with MJF and all the bald people walking by?
At first, I was like, why am I forgetting his name? The first referee, the one that always does the tag matches.
Bryce Remberg.
No, the other one. It was Bryce. Was second. The one that does all the tag matches. That was from PWG.
I can't remember his name.
Chat, help me. He's a PWG. He always does the Young Bucks matches. He's like the blindest referee that ever lived, probably besides Nick Patrick. But he walked by first, and like Renee made such a face, and I was like, "Oh, was he not supposed to do that?" But then you kind of saw. Then it was like, then I think Remsburg walked by, and I was like, "Oh, then this is a thing now." So I was like, I thought it was funny. I love like Tommaso just like picked up his hat. I'm just like, I don't know if he spent all that money just to get it shaved off, or again, there's other people that shave their head. No,
Paul Turner.
Paul Turner has hair.
Yeah, Paul Turner has hair.
No, it's the older.
The only one I can remember is Bryce.
Paul Turner has dark hair.
I like what Ricochet said. He won't look as good as him.
Yeah. But again, you sort of have two storylines about Rick Knox. There you go, Rick Knox. But then you sort of have two separate storylines just yelling at bald people.
Well, yeah, I suppose.
And then maybe you're closer to it than I am. When all of a sudden was Stadium Stampede 7-on-7? Like, I feel like all of a sudden it just like grew exponentially, and it was like, now Jungle Boy's in it, the Young Bucks are in it, and Kenny's in it, and blah blah blah. I was like, where did this? I just feel like it kind of exploded out of nowhere.
I think this time they made it 7-on-7 because everybody has like some kind of beef with each other. So they're like, we could just let y'all all have a match together.
I think maybe because the first one is so like faction versus faction,
and
this is more like, well, you have a little feud and you had a little feud, so let's put all the little feuds together and have one big
feud. Yes,
and it's just like, again, maybe because it was pandemic and they were able to do the first one so fun. I'm just like, is this going to be more chaotic that they're not going to be able? Like, I'm just worried about the jump cuts. That you're really gonna have 14 people fighting each other and little blips and blops, and you're just gonna like, because I feel like it was the last one when the fucking I don't know, Stadium Stampede versus Anarchy in the Arena, but like when they had the Young Bucks come out in the boat, but then you were missing other things that were happening, and I don't need to hear someone's entrance music for 20 minutes.
Unless it's really good music, I don't need to hear it for 20 minutes.
Right. So I'm like, I have high hopes for this match, but I'm just like, it's just like the law of like diminishing returns, that you've done it so much that maybe we're back down a little bit. But I'm interested to watch it.
So what did you think of the Will Ospreay Ace Austin match?
I think it was, again, super fun. I love it. I don't say like it's different people together, but I feel like it's Ospreay just coming back, and I feel like, are we introducing like Ace Austin back a little bit more? Because again, he had the match, I guess 2 weeks ago you saw him. Now he's back on our TV again. And again, as much as Ospreay's been hanging out with the Death Riders, him pulling out a different finisher. And then like, I know Nick kind of made like a big deal out of it, that him doing this or attempting to do the Styles Clash, they called it the Styles Clash. I'm like, well, what else are you gonna call it? I was like, what did Michelle McCool call it? Like, it's a Styles Clash. She's like, let's not get stupid about like the tribalism and whatever. It's a fucking Styles Clash. We can say that out loud.
I agree. I mean, it's just a move. Jesus.
Yeah. But I
I don't think that AJ Styles is going to be upset that someone in AEW is doing a Styles Clash. I think he's like, oh, they're doing my move, so they must like me and think my move is cool enough to do.
Didn't he already say that because he's been doing the Styles Clash for a while? I think didn't already AJ give sort of like his blessing about it?
I
Like,
think
yeah,
so.
I can do it. So like, I don't know, but like, I like him pulling out something different again as a nod and wink to Moxley helping him, and like then I don't know with O'Reilly saying now like, well, John Moxley hurt me, so I have to go after John Moxley. I'm like, are we doing this again? That like he beat you up when he's a heel and now he's sort of facey, but like the rest of your group is still kind of heel, but you're helping Ospreay. Like, are you going to help Kyle O'Reilly too? Is this turning into a weird cult now? Like, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Kyle calling out Mox as much as I love Kyle O'Reilly.
I agree. I
I'm
mean, I
jumping
guess
the
they
gun.
still have. I guess he still has some beef since Mox kind of took him out. So maybe they need to finish it. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of hoping that Strong and O'Reilly would go for the tag belts because I just don't want Orange Cassidy with any titles. I know he's got the trios, but
in a fucking backpack. That segment was, again, I want to see Kyle O'Reilly on my TV. I think Mark coming back was fun. So like, what's the word of the day? And he comes in, that's fun. We just had this whole thing of not having the AEW belt out, and he was in a fucking briefcase. And now we all put our stuff in a JanSport. Again, my work bag is a JanSport backpack. The one that Willow had, I have a burgundy one with that beige leather bottom. Like, that's my backpack. I don't want a belt. If I had a belt, I would fucking wear it, not put it in my backpack.
I have an AEW backpack that I carry my laptop in.
Just like, I don't know. Why are you not wearing the belt? It bothers me. It bothers me that it's in a fucking backpack. As much as I love all those wrestlers, don't put it in a fucking backpack.
I thought the match was really good. I think it did showcase Ace Austin. And it kind of seems like Tony Khan is like, I'm going to strap a little rocket to you right now to see how you're doing. I might could see maybe next year Ace Austin as the TNT champion.
Wouldn't be mad at it.
Or one of the other mid-card 50 million belts we have on AEW.
Yep.
So let's talk. We got the release of the Owen Hart tournament brackets. So let's start with the men. We have Samoa Joe versus Will Ospreay.
Gotta be good.
Mark Davis versus Jack Perry.
I don't get taking the belt off Jack and them to fight back over the Owen. I don't know how I feel about that belt to begin with, but we can circle back to that.
We have Swerve versus Bandito.
Gotta be good.
And Claudio versus Brody King.
Gotta be good. I think I'm more excited for the men's bracket than I am the women's bracket.
So there was a lot of backlash when this was released that there's no main event players listed like a Kenny Omega. I'm going to say this for the umpteenth time. Omega only has so many goddamn bumps left, which is not why he should be in a Stampede match. But anyway, why are you going to put him in this? Kenny Omega is the type of person, he could walk into Tony Khan's office, I want a title shot, and do you think Tony Khan's going to tell him no?
Nope.
Okay then, so he can get a title shot without having to have a story because he's fucking Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
But everybody has said this is basically set up for Will to win.
Yeah. I think the matches are going to be fun, but I think it's Will's to win.
I think it will come down to Will or Swerve. And I'm happy with either one. I will be happy with either one winning. Because, I mean, I enjoyed Swerve when he held the title.
Agreed.
But I could see where everybody's thinking it's set up for Will to win it at Forbidden Door.
Yeah, I would like...
And then go into Wembley with it.
Yes. Then win at Wembley, and then have your Will's first feud with Strickland again.
And then Swerve and Bandito fighting each other makes sense on the vignettes we've been seeing on Swerve calling out Bandito.
Exactly.
But I think the match that's going to steal this tournament is probably going to be the Claudio Brody match. You got two big men that are probably going to kill each other.
Right, and people are saying there's not enough main eventers. Is this maybe, again, not comparing, but like sort of like a King of the Ring? Like, this is supposed to be your new upstart person, and this is going to launch him into the main event or get him back into the main event scene. Like, I am not mad that it's not Kenny or like maybe more. I'm not. Again, Mox doesn't need to be in here. I'm glad that it's a different set of guys.
And you bitch because you don't see a lot of these people all the time. So he's giving you top mid-carders is what I'll call them. But you're still bitching about it.
Give me
because you don't have the top cards in here anymore.
I don't know if that necessarily should, because again, unfortunately, Owen was not a main event star in WWE. And I would think if he was still with us today, he would want all these mid-card kids to get that opportunity. Like, let's showcase that what's not up, like your mid-kids. You don't need all the names and all the things. Again, if this is how you build people. Even though I know we're saying Ospreay's winning and he's already pretty much established, but you know what I mean.
Moving on to the women's brackets. Persephone versus Hazuka. I might have said that wrong. Nightingale versus Windsor. Sky Blue versus Sari. And Shirakawa versus Athena. Now, it has said that we know Persephone was hurt and Sari had come out and said she was taking some time off. On the Supercard of Honor media call today, Tony Khan said that he knows that they're injured and that their matches are going to be a bit further into the tournament to give them time to heal so they won't have to be replaced. So which match are you looking forward to, and who do you see winning this tournament?
I know there, because a lot of this is supposed to finish at Final Door. So I know he's bringing other people, and maybe the most non-AW person I'm familiar with is Persephone. But I'm like, you still have a kind of deep women's roster that you're not pushing. Like, should Athena win? Probably. Poor girl's been ROH purgatory for how many? The longest reigning, whatever.
But I don't think it's... See, I think all the fans think it's purgatory, and I have said this to Reese on his shows many times. I think she wants to be there. I think Tony Khan has asked her, I want you to come up and be a permanent member on Dynamite, and she has said no because she wants to work with the young people, and that fits her schedule with her doing her own wrestling stuff on the side.
Then I would want them to push Sky Blue at this point. Like, I don't think Willow needs to win it again. I really don't. Like, I don't think Willow needs to be in this. Like, I hope Alex Windsor wins. Like, I want Sky Blue to go over. Like, I like Persephone. I rather, again, like some newer people that'll be more interesting to go up the card. But then if Athena wins this and goes against, I guess, assuming Tekla, that she can lose to Tekla and then go back to what she was doing, but still have that moment in London.
I have two theories.
Of course he wants Deanna.
I could see them letting Persephone win. because I believe she has had a match with Tekla before. And I also could see him letting Sari win because she could go back to Japan and be like, I have an AEW, not title, but I won an AEW tournament. Because New Japan has put titles on AEW stars. Like Mox won the IWGP title. Takeshita has won the TV title.
Mm-hmm.
So to have a fair partnership, maybe New Japan's like, can you give us something here, bud?
Is her walking in with a Owen Hart Cup belt really gonna do anything?
I mean, it might for New Japan, and it might for get more Japanese eyes on AEW. Just like, the partnership with AEW got more American eyes on New Japan.
Maybe.
And then Mina and Athena. I mean, is Mina just there to take pins? Because, I mean, when's the last time Mina won a match?
Is she, but again, you need someone of that lower, is she, AEW's Mia Yim. Like, you need someone that seems credible and has been around for a long time, but if she eats a pin, it's really not going to matter. I think she can lose to Athena and be fine. Again, is she just in this holding pattern waiting for her, girlfriend, wife, Tony to come back? And she's just like someone, you can just throw on screen. She's going to have a quick, great little match and we can move on with our lives.
And what happened to Mina trying to find out who murdered Tony Storm, basically?
That hasn't been a thing in what? 2 months now at this point?
I'm
not saying she's not great, but again, you have your utility players, and you're going to plug and play your people, and you're going to arrange them around when it's, essential for you.
Well, that's true. So, after we had the wheel match, we had a 6-women match featuring Jamie Hayter and Alex Windsor and Sheeta taking on the Triangle of Madness. It was a decent match. I did not use it as a piss break. How about that?
You're growing leaps and bounds, and I'm so proud of you.
Although I never get up from my seat from an event, I will sit there and I will hold my pee until the end of the event because I'm scared I'm going to miss something.
Yeah. It was fine. What are they doing with Sheeta? Like, I'm so glad she's back, and she's like, will she, won't she? She wants to be your tag partner, but she's kind of not your tag partner, and Statlander's injured, so, like, but is she going to be okay for Double or Nothing? And then, did you feel like the crowd was disappointed that it was kind of like just like a DQ?
Not really, because AEW doesn't do DQs so much. So I think by them utilizing it in this match, I think Tekla's like, oh shit, we're going to lose, so I'll take a DQ. That way none of my teammates take a pin.
And I love Julia's like spraying the mist on that random non-referee referee.
Yeah, that was funny. And it was a good match up until the end when the Brawling Birds were getting their ass kicked. Sheeta was like, fuck this shit, I'm out. I ain't dealing with it.
Yeah.
And then you had the run-in. And the run-in fucking killed it.
Mm.
And to be honest, I knew Willow and Mina, and I thought that third person was Stat. And when that fucking bitch turned around and it was goddamn Cunta Rosa, I was like, fuck!
I said to Nick, I was like, Kat's not going to be happy!
I was like, fuck.
Has she been on Collision? I know, like Reese teases you that she's around, but like, I feel like I really haven't seen her on Dynamite. Is she do I even know
think she's maybe done like a couple of vignette packages on Collision. I can't really remember anything on Dynamite, but I don't really look for her, so.
True.
I mean, at this point, can we trade her for somebody in ROH and send her to ROH? Hell, give me Deonna Purrazzo. I'll trade Deonna for Conta Rosa.
You're making someone's day. Gross. Put those hands down. Cover your mouth. Get out of here.
I'm just saying. So then we have our main event. Darby Allin versus Takeshita. It was supposed to be Okada, but he had family issues to take care of in Japan. And they replaced him with Takeshita. Darby come out, and I never really noticed this, but when he comes out with like his jacket over his head and shit, the first thing I thought of seeing it in person up close like that was like, he looks like a fucking Dementor from Harry Potter.
I think that's kind of his motif. I know his paint seemed different than it usually is, but like his tattoo one, like again, I have two tattoos. I get it, but like the one on his forehead really bothers me.
But what did you think of the match overall?
No, that was the blue Thunderbolt off the belt. You were right there when they did the work off the steps. Like, I feel like they're just trying to shove so much shit in with Darby. So you can have all these fun, crazy little matches until he loses the belt back to MJF. But everyone just seems like to be calling it like Speedball, and there was Pac. They're fighting in a sand trap. But again, is this a little more like legitimacy that like he's the fighting champion? I say this with WWE. I like my champion defending his belt in the main event every week. So again, a little skeptical at first, but I love that he's putting on match after match after match. And like I'm kind of thinking, as much as I love the him and Brody match, I think him and Takeshita, this was probably my favorite match that he's done since winning the belt. I know my dog's going crazy. I'm sorry.
You're fine. I loved the match. It was my match of the night out of all of them. I need Takeshita with an AEW belt. And by that, I mean a world title belt.
Yeah, so to say like a proper one, not the crunch wrap.
Either the end of this year or the beginning of next year. I don't need him going to Japan winning titles. I need him winning titles in AEW.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Also, before the match, we got a little package of MJF talking with Don Callis about making sure Darby gets beat up, loses, something.
Get a ring, give a ring.
Gets the ring. Andrade comes up, takes his hat off, shakes his hair.
Well, I don't know what the hair flip was supposed to do.
And Andrade has been trolling MJF all day on Twitter with hair pics today.
Is that what that was? He was supposed to like whip his hair to be like this, but don't put hair gel in your hair if you're supposed to flip it. Because I feel like he tried to and it just like flopped on his head.
I did like the part where Don handed Takeshita the ring, and you thought for a moment, okay, Takeshi's still like kind of a bad guy. Yeah. And then he's like, no, fuck it, I want to win. Yeah. Honestly, if I'm going to win, I don't want to cheat to win. So I kind of like that, which gives another layer to eventually Takeshita is going to tell Don Callis to go fuck off.
Yeah. But no, I think it was a very great, solid 2-hour great show.
It was much better than last week's Dynamite when they were in Charleston. And Charleston sucked. Going into this Dynamite, I went to Fight for the Fallen in 2025. It was on New Year's. That was a Christmas present from my dad, who I didn't know 20-some days later will be tragically taken from me. So going back to the same venue, I was kind of like, I don't know how I'm going to react and do when I'm here. Mm-hmm. But the matches were so great, I didn't really think about it until after I got back to the hotel. And was like, last time I was here, it was a present from my dad. And it was the last present I ever got.
Yeah. I'm glad you had that moment, though.
So now it's time for my rant. It's the same rant I gave from Fairfax. I pay a good amount of money for my seats.
What little girl was yelling about Orange
This
Cassidy?
little fucking girl keeps coming up and asking these motherfucking wrestlers, are they okay? So, during the Takeshita Darby match, when Darby got slung into that corner, which happened to be my corner right there, she is literally standing there, Darby, are you okay? Darby, are you okay? And that's exactly what she sounded like.
It's still real to them, damn it! I'm sorry. I know.
I am eventually going to lose my shit. I am going to turn around and say, fuck them kids. Parents, if you want your kid to meet a fucking wrestler, take them to a wrestling con or buy them motherfucking front row seats.
Yeah.
Not seats in a different area where they keep coming and bothering me who pay a good amount for my ticket.
Yep.
So, my rant. I don't know if it's because I'm getting older and I'm losing patience with fucking kids, but fuck them kids.
Unless they were running down and be like, ooh, girl, do you see Ace Austin's butt? Let's get a picture.
At that point, I'm probably still going to say fuck them kids. And right, and even before the goddamn show started, the usher told the guy, you can't have her stand here. And he was nice a few times, and he let her climb into his seat where the usher would sit down to see some of the wrestlers. 1 or 2 times I'm okay with. When it becomes a constant thing for the whole goddamn show, that's when I have the problem.
Yeah. I have to rewatch and find this rogue kid.
And then her asking every goddamn wrestler that gets thrown into the barricade in front of us, are you okay? Are you okay? Yeah, they're fine. They're going to get up in about 3 seconds. Shut the fuck up.
Oh, they're little. It's still real to them.
Fuck them kids. Yes, I don't give a shit about your kids.
Look at his hair.
I should have turned around and asked the dad, would you like to buy my seats for your child? $1,600, you can have my 2 seats.
Triple that. Like,
I didn't pay $1,600 for them 2 seats, so it's triple of what I paid for them seats.
All right, well then quadruple. Make some money on that. I know, we're almost done. 2 seconds. I'm getting circled.
So, 2 events I've been to, I'm to the point where I'm literally going to tweet at Tony Khan and tell him, if I buy another goddamn ticket to your event and have another goddamn kid disturb my experience, I'm going to just come sit backstage with you in Gorilla. So I don't fuck up a kid.
He'd be like, sit in my lap, baby.
Well, I can't say what I'd be doing under the table in Gorilla.
Get
it. He might not be paying attention to the show, so if the show goes off the rails, you'll know why.
Work.
And our producer is having a fit backstage. I just said that.
Work.
Okie dokie. So, we have finished with main event. Main event was a little longer than normal.
Mm-hmm.
So, we'll take a few questions so Nikki can go feed her dog.
I don't know if you hear him tap dancing next to me.
I do hear him.
I don't know. I'm sorry. I know.
So, if you have any questions, you got about 3 seconds to get them in so we can answer.
No, I can. Hold on a second.
House shows. Will they let the talent actually have fun this time? Mm-hmm. Oh, look at the doggy!
It's like, feed me, bitch.
I don't know. Is WWE a fun product?
Blips and blops. If you want it to be fun, it's fun. Again,
I would let them go out there and try stuff because it's not really going to be televised except for like people showing it on their social media, maybe.
They should. Again, they always tout how like the overseas shows are so fun. They're a little more loose. They get to do all this and other things. It's just like because they maybe don't get to do that on the house show loop anymore. Again, don't want you on the road, 300 days, but like maybe do some.
Do something.
You poke it with a stick.
Okay. Well, let's see. Have you seen the rumors of Teddy Long returning? And is it a yes, 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 or team hell no? I have seen the rumors of Teddy Long returning to replace Nick Aldis. I haven't really given it much thought.
If it's a fun one-off to bring him back as like, playa, bring in the Undertaker, and who's the equivalent of the Undertaker? I guess we don't have that anymore. But I don't want him to be like a consistent thing across my TV every week. But if this gets Aldis back in the ring as a wrestler, I wouldn't be mad at it. But I think you can kind of sub out someone better than Teddy Long. A one-night fun thing.
John Cena?
Beat up John Cena?
John Cena, the new general manager of SmackDown.
I'm surprised you didn't bring up that whole shenanigans with your topics.
I'm trying to forget he announced that tournament.
It's going to be real weird, but if I feel
because
like
they have no concept and no venue and no date yet.
Yeah. It's going to be real weird, but...
So, is WWE trying to follow the New Japan route of just preventing from a share? For me, I like channels that use their content for educational and review purposes.
I don't see them going as extreme as New Japan has done. Again, I would love to hear from any content creator that got stuff taken down or stricken that like you were doing, like, again, just your channel streaming their channel, obviously you're gonna get dinged. But like if it's something that like you don't have it on screen, but you're just talking about it, like that's what I would want to hear.
And you can hear a little bit of the audio in the background.
Yeah, you're talking over it and you're engaging other people. TBD on this, to be honest.
We'll have to see how it goes. All right. Asuka to do the Undertaker role for Mania? I wouldn't be upset just calling her out for, like, the big four.
Again, you have to have the people in place to do that. Could you have EO go on, get the belt off Liv, or honestly, I would love her to take the belt off Rhea and have a big run, and then have like a year one-off match with Asuka, like a Mania. If that's what you're invoking, there has to be something to it.
Did Kat enter the Danhausen clothing machine and her clone show up on Dynamite last night? No, that was me.
I know. I told you we saw you, I made Nick pause it, rewind, and I got, and I was like, that's Kat. I know my girl.
That was me.
I know my girl.
Let's see. For you ladies, who's your favorite to win the Owen just as a dark horse? As a dark horse for the women, I would probably say Sky Blue.
Agreed.
For the
I
men,
think that's who should win it. Claudio? Brody? Like,
I was going to say Claudio or Brody would be my dark horse.
like, that's who I'd want to win it. Because, again, I don't think, Ospreay needs this opportunity to get a title match. But does Claudio and Brody probably need it more?
Yeah, I'd have to go with Claudio or Brody. Because we know it's going to be Will and Swerve in the final, so.
Not mad at it.
I ain't mad at the final, but. Why is Daphne still on TV?
I get wanting to reinvent and do something different, but girl, this is not the way.
Would he be buried by his sister? Oh, you're talking about LA Knight.
Oh, we're back to the Maxine.
Maxine Pinn's LA Knight.
Do not start about the LA Knight burial bullshit that is prevalent on our show. Please do not. I can only
all the LA Knight simps would have a fit if Maxine pinned him. She pulled out some of that natty shit, like blood sport natty shit, and beat his ass.
I would fucking love it. Put that mouth. I
think Knight just needs to retire. All right. Jake Paul claims that TKO has prevented him from attending WWE events that Logan is featured on. Thoughts? I mean, it's their company. They can do what they want.
Also, like, fuck him, though.
Yeah, basically.
I try, and I feel like you all know, but, like, yeah, fuck him a little bit.
Jake, you running a boxing promotion. Go deal with it. You don't need to be on WWE. That's your brother's thing.
Yep.
You ain't got to be glued to his dick.
Gross.
Go do your own thing.
Oh
What's the...
I would love that so hard. Or if he's even in it and we all vote him to win it regardless, Ron Cena forever. He would get all the fucking votes.
Oh, he definitely would get all the votes. I mean, you seen when they thought that he was gone and they had to literally bring him back for that?
Yeah.
And then they had to offer him more than what they wanted to.
Yeah, they literally, I don't know if they can put him in that tournament because I feel like if you're really letting fans vote, we're voting for him.
Sympathy votes for LA Knight because he's a loser.
Oh my God, I can't.
What do you think WWE are trying to do with Jacob Fatu? Make him into a madman? Like the next... I don't want to say the next Brock Lesnar, but like a wrestling beast that everybody should be terrified of.
Like a final boss, sort of. Like I hope they're building him up. I hope eventually he has a title reign. I hope they have plans for him, but like I don't want him to be constantly jobbed out to Roman on these bigger PLEs.
I agree. All right. Could Jacob destroy the bloodline on his own and stand alone at the top? Absolutely, if they write it that way.
I mean, like, again, with 3-4 Raws in a row, that is just like death grip, goodbye. Then make him a monster and put the belt on him and destroy the bloodline. Let's move on, or take Jacob out of this completely. Like, you're either build him up or you're gonna fucking destroy him.
Agreed. Okie dokie. Well, that's gonna be our last question because I hear a hungry doggy.
I'm sorry, Jackson's circling like a vulture.
You are fine. I went and picked my doggy up today. My mother watched my dog while we were gone. Oh. So, with that, episode 10 of Lipsticks and Lariat Podcast must end. But before we do, we got to do our usual plugs. So, if you need something interesting to read, check out my articles on wrestling and sports in general at themidpodcast.com. Also, you can subscribe to the Mid Podcast on YouTube at the Mid Podcast 6436, where I have uploaded a couple of videos on Raw, Backlash, a few other things. And Nikki, where can people find you?
At the bar, at the Nick Club Wrestling Happy Hour on Nick Teodoro's YouTube channel. Me and my hot husband are live at 6 o'clock on Fridays talking a lot of shit, mostly to each other. But come and tell us what you're drinking, what you're thinking.
And Nikki did win the predictions, so she is still the title holder. Yay, Nikki!
2 belts! Nikki 2 belts, baby! Prediction champion this year. I'm on a roll.
You need to tell Nick he better pick up the pace. He's getting his ass kicked this year.
Again, he killed me last year, so I feel like I'm a phoenix and I'm winning this year.
There you go. Make sure you like and subscribe to the show, because if you don't, there could be a lariat coming out of the blue. We should be back on our regular scheduled time on Sundays from now on.
Yes.
Unless something happens that we've got to change. So, until next time, get your sexist friend and get the fuck out of here.
Bye.
Bye.